All right, Eugene Asante is here for a couple of minutes with you guys. We will begin with Greg Barnes. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Eugene, you stepped into a big role there in the Orange Bowl in place of Chaz. I know you got accustomed to your spot in the spring. Kind of what's been your mindset this offseason, kind of working into training camp, and now that you're a week into training camp, kind of embracing that role alongside of Jeremiah?
It's just been coming in and, taking everything with a growth mindset and leading on Jeremiah as a voice of reason in the room and understanding that, he's done this before, understanding that he brings a type of veteran leadership that is a great impact in our room, and I lean on him for advice and I, did a lot of film study during the offseason, just trying to understand the playbook a lot more and understand the game. I also been meeting with one of our coaches, Preston Mason, and just been sitting down, talking offenses, talking coordinators, understanding what coordinators are doing, why coordinators run things, what different situations that coordinators want to run things in. So just all those intertwined and that has helped me, understand the game a little bit more. I'm out there calling things out before they happen, and diagnosing plays. And, Tony Dungy had a quote, 90% of playing defense is knowing if it's run or pass, so just little tips and tricks to help me improve my game.
We talked to Josh Downs last week, and I know he's a little bit younger than you, but he said that actually getting to play significant minutes, reps in the Orange Bowl was just a kind of a boon to his confidence level heading into the offseason. Was it beneficial for you in that way as well?
Oh yeah, I totally agree with Josh. What Josh said, that Orange Bowl game was so so impactful in my development. Like understanding, we're on the big stage. This is not any other game. This is the Orange Bowl. This is a big moment. New Year's Six Bowl. So being on that stage, playing in that game, playing against that team, that quality of a team is giving me so much confidence in myself. So I think it certainly has helped me right now, and I'm picking up off that momentum and bringing everything to practice with full head of steam.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Eugene, I'm curious what your thoughts are on Cedric Gray, Ra Dilworth, and Power Eccles, how they've been coming along and how much progress Cedric in particular has made since he's been in the program a little bit longer.
Yeah, man. Like looking at Cedric, he's I call him OG. He's an OG now, OG 3-3. But he plays kind of that Mike in the Will spot. He plays both positions. He understands both positions in detail. He's been diving into his playbook, understanding the game psychologically, and coming out here and making plays, off of athleticism and reading tendencies. And then we got guys like Ra, who's Ra's closing speed. You can debate on anybody probably on this team is one of the best on this team by far. You can debate that, and he's bringing another aspect of speed to the team and running his blitzes fast and penetrating. And then you got guys like Power, who I truly admire. Like the work ethic that Power brings. His level of physicality, his level of motivation and toughness. And it truly inspires me as a big brother to them, what I'm saying? So it tries to get me to elevate my play and just be who I am. They push me every day, whether it's indie or where it's team, to go better, because I got a band of brothers that are, rely on me. So, I love all those guys to death. Love them all to death.
There's been a lot of talk about the depth on the defensive line, how much better the defensive line should be, if nothing else, because guys will be fresher. How much does that help you guys, you and Jeremiah in the middle linebacker there?
It helps a lot, having a defensive line like that, so much depth, guys that can, rotate in and rotate out, just bringing a different level of physicality to the game. Having guys like Kevin Hester, who's a big body, penetrates and, plays with great pad level and who stuffs gaps, and then we got Miles Murphy, twitchy, one of the most explosive guys I've seen in the defensive line position, and Tamari Fox, who's a, hard-nosed type of guy, like everything Tamari does, it's with intensity, whether it's competing in the players lounge or playing on the field, you know. And you guys, the veteran leader in the room, Ray Vahasek, it's truly remarkable to have guys like that on the D line, you know. And as a linebacker, you know, all I can do is smile and say, you know, like, I just enjoy my job. I enjoy my job, Andrew. You know, I love my job, you know, because of the defensive line. Yeah.
Quick follow-up. Is it night and day from a couple years ago up front?
It's night and day. Like we have these conversations all the time, you know, having guys that are 300 pounds, you know, that are bigger bodies, that can stuff the run and play the pass, or are super explosive, you know. And, you know, I know leaving a couple of the young guys out, you know, Clyde Pender, I'm leaving a couple of Ritzy, Silver, you know, all those guys who are all in the rotation, all can play, you know. It's night and day, you know. And when I got here, we had guys that were limited to certain roles, and the coaches knew that. But now we have guys that are all interchangeable, all are well conditioned, all can go out there in Virginia Tech and play legitimately. So it's great to have those guys.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Andrew.
Michael Coe, go ahead.
Hi, Eugene. You kind of alluded to this in your last answer, but how important is versatility to your game as a linebacker?
I think versatility in terms of my game is important because you don't want to ever be limited to certain things you want to do on the football field, you know. And those are things I always try to improve on and work. You know, this offseason I've also been working my coverage. You know, so if I'm lined up, you know, on Josh Downs, you know, I feel a lot more confident. You know, I'm more patient. I'm able to, you know, and he's one of the toughest guys to guard on the team. The DBs will tell you that, you know, and I feel more confident on JD, you know, being lined up inside and playing on him, basically man coverage, you know, I'm on my own. So being versatile is a great thing, you know, and then being able to come up and play that run. And that's a staple of, you know, commitment, like to your teammates. You know, a lot of people love the sacks and all that stuff, but playing the run is that physicality, that's passion, that's integrity, that's everything you stand for as a human being, as a football player, and as a man. You know, and I take pride in that, and I think the defense has taken pride in that, and we're just ready to show the world. You know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
CL Brown, go ahead, CL.
Hey, Eugene. Coach Brown has been talking about, you know, fewer reps and more production and getting guys breaks to keep them fresh throughout a game. But the inside linebackers, it seemed like Chaz and Jeremiah like never came out last year. And it also seems like this year, the depth at linebacker, while you have some depth, it goes from experience to more inexperience. So do you anticipate still being out there most of the reps, or do you see where you're going to be coming in and out of the game to keep you fresh?
I mean, I think, CL, that's all dependent on like kind of how the coaches feel, you know. The only thing I can control as a player is my conditioning, you know, and how I feel during the games, you know. And I took a lot of pride in the team shuttles we did with the coaching staff, the strength staff, Coach Hess, Coach Miles, Coach Blue, Coach Heck. You know, I took a lot of pride in coming in first and during our conditioning circuits, you know, showing the coaches that I'm able to go all 4 quarters, you know. And I take pride in, you know, being that type of player, you know, kind of like a workaholic. That's just what I take pride in. So, you know, I think that's all dependent on the coaching staff. You know, we've got good enough guys so where we can rotate, truthfully. But, you know, that's kind of all dependent on how the coaches feel.
And is there an area of improvement that you've made that kind of we're going to watch on that first game against Virginia Tech and be like, wow, we didn't know Eugene could do that? Like, is there an area that, you know, you've been working on kind of that people might be surprised about?
Yeah, I think it's probably 2 things. Pass rush. You know, I've been working pass rush moves and getting in the field move guys that rush the passer, asking questions, kind of being a sponge, just asking Tamari Fox, asking the guys that are real good pass rushers on the team, what can I do? What can I use? And a lot of it's speed based, using my speed, using my leverage, being able to dip under blocks, all those types of things. And probably just bringing more physical collisions to the football field. That's who I am, and that's what I take pride in. That's my that's my DNA. That's my my spirit. Everything I bring to the table. Just being more physical, creating more collisions, and trying to get that ball out. We started something actually with the team. We've been preaching, getting that football out. We made it a commitment to our teammates. If I come off the edge and get a sack against Virginia Tech or whatever team we are playing, it's a great play, but it's selfish to my teammates. When I can get that strip sack, and coming off the edge and doing all those things, it's great, and making sacks is great, but trying to get the ball out, that's what I'm always doing. I'm always ball searching. Just trying to be a football player at all times, ball searching. And that's one thing Coach Bly, our cornerbacks coach, specialized in. And he's bringing that, and Coach Schottmer are bringing that to our defense. And as soon as they brought it in, we're getting forced fumbles in practice. We're getting strips in practice. And, if we can increase the turnover rate, that's how we dominate and win games. So those are a couple of things we bring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, last one for Eugene will come from Ross Martin.
Hey, Eugene, when I say the name Jeremiah Gimmel, what do you think about?
I think about, somebody that's my big brother. I think about somebody that really embodies leadership, and Ross, I'm not saying this to be a people pleaser. I'm not saying this because, you're asking me the question. I'm saying it because it's really the truth, and that's how I really feel. Coming in, I was so behind in terms of my progression and understanding the playbook. And, he took his time out to sit down with me and help me understand it. And, he truly cares about the game of football. He truly cares about the success of the team. He's a team guy. He embodies that. And he's that veteran leader that we need. And he stepped up to the plate tremendously. People know throughout the ACC, people know throughout this team, and people know, all in America, that Jeremiah Gimmel is this veteran leader on the team, undisputedly defensive veteran leader. This is the captain of the defense. So we're going to lean on him. We're going to lean on his leadership. We're going to lean on his experience. And, what he says go. I just love Gimmel to death. I love what he stands for. There's nobody else in the world that I'd rather play with. I'm not going to lie to you. So, Ross, I appreciate that question. That's a really good question.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Eugene, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. That got me sentimental right now.